Hello you guys, wish you all a beautiful day and a good health. Today I brought you the last professional game of the 11th world champion Bobby Fischer. His opponent is Russian defending world champion the great Boris Spassky. Now this matchup is known as a revenge match of the 20th century because last time they played against each other was in 1972 and after 20 years of isolation now they have a rematch. So let's not waste time and just straightly go into the depths of this cool and stylish game. Bobby Fischer opens the game with his favorite pawn push e4. So e4 covers the f5 and d5 square, so anything landed here it will be gone. And Boris Spassky replied with c5. This is still in defense, so he wants a fight here. And now knight to c3, so Bobby Fischer chooses a close Sicilian. And Spassky replied with knight to c6. And now white has several options here. White can go f4 to have a grand prix attack here. White can play knight to f3 to have a traditional approach here. White can even play g3 to have a Finchetto variation here, and even can play knight g to e2 to have a curious attack. And here Bobby Fischer chooses knight to e2. Now Boris Spassky replied with e6 here, so in the near future he wants to play d5 here, and here Bobby Fischer plays d4. So now we have c takes d4 and knight takes d4, and here if you try to play d5 straight away here, this is actually bad for you because after pawn takes and pawn takes you have bishop to b5, and here if you try to play let's say bishop to d7 here, you will just lose a pawn here. And then secondly, if you try to play let's say queen to d7 while protecting the pawn here, you have very good move queen to f3, because if you try to take it, I will take the pawn here and you're no longer going to defend this because after play here you again have a bishop move here. So after seeing all these things, Spassky played d6 here, and now Bobby Fischer develops his dark square bishop via bishop to e3, and now Spassky developed his knight via knight to f6. And now Bobby Fischer plays queen to d2, so going for the queenside castle, and now we have bishop to e7. And here Bobby Fischer plays f3, so solidifying this e4 pawn. And here a6, so stopping the knight jump of both of the knights. And now the queen side castle, and now the king side castle. So as we have an opposite side castling game, so it will be a sharp game, and here Bobby Fischer just goes for it, g4. Now here Spassky will love to play b5 here. The problem is if you play b5 straight away here, you will lose a knight here. So first he traded off the knight with knight takes d4, and now bishop takes d4, and now b5. So it will be a sharp race now. So we have g5 attacking the knight here, and knight goes to d7, and now h4 protecting this g5 pawn. And now Boris Spassky attacked with b4, and knight goes to a4, and now bishop to d7. This is the most stylish and my favorite position of the game here. Here Boris Spassky is offering the pawn here, but there's only one move which grants you a winning position here. And for the hint, it's not okay to grab this pawn. Think what Bobby Fischer played here. Now here Bobby Fischer plays the amazing and brilliant and the strongest move recommended by an engine, knight to b6 here. And it looks like you're going to lose a piece after knight takes, bishop takes and queen takes. But the thing is, after knight takes here, you're not going to take the knight here. You're going to take the pawn, because it has just one defender here, which is the queen, and if he moves anywhere you're going to take the bishop here. So it's not okay to take the knight here, and here Spassky played the strongest move recommended by an engine, rook to b8 here. Now here it's still not okay to grab the pawn here, because if you take it, just you're going to lose it. So after here Bobby Fischer takes the knight here, and here the queen takes, and now a prophylactic king to b1. And now Spassky played queen to c7, so he wants to keep all these kinds of ideas alive. And now Bobby Fischer develops his last bishop via bishop to d3, and now a losing move in the position, bishop to c8. The thing is, you have to strike either in the center or you have to keep pushing the pawn. You are actually slow here, and with this bishop to c8 here, you just allow too much attack or tempo to the opponent. So here Bobby Fischer took the advantage and plays h5, and now he plays e5, so he wants to shut one of the sniper here. And now bishop to e3, and now Spassky played bishop to e6, so his bishop was there, goes there, and now he's attacking here. Good stuff in the opposite side castling. And now rook d to g1, so he's just aligning everything on the king side here, and now a5. and he goes for it, g6. Now bishop to f6, and now g takes s7. Here it is not okay to grab the pawn here, because if you take it, the sniper is going to get activated. Without take, you have bishop move here. If you try to protect it with queen here, just push and you have problems here. So same variation happens in the game, but this time the king is not on f7. So we have bishop to g5, queen goes to e7, and now rook to g3. So he wants to double the rook on g file here. And here bishop takes g5, rook takes g5, and queen to f6, so protecting this g7 pawn and secondly attacking this f3 pawn. And now rook h to g1. So here if you play, let's say, any move here, you will just go for this, and it will be gone here because you can't play the rook move here because of this pawn. So he just took the pawn with queen takes f3, and now we have rook takes g7, and now queen goes back to f6 here. So he wants to just exchange queen for the two rooks here. So here h6, so it doesn't allow it happen. So here Spassky countered with a4, and now Bobby just shuts everything with b3. Now a takes b3 and a takes b3, and now rook f to d8. And here Bobby just go for queen to g2, and now rook to f8. Now if you look at the position, if white doesn't have these pawns here, rook to h1 will be a mate after black gives up everything. And here Bobby Fischer just goes for this idea. He goes for rook to g8 check. You can't just take here because it will be a checkmate here. So here he takes queen take s7, and now we have rook to g7 check, and king goes to h8 here, and now he puts to s7. So his idea is same, goes there, he take it, and now just checkmate. So after s7, Boris Spassky resigned, and this was the last game of the Bobby Fischer and his career, and what a game it was. So if you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the more updates.